What's up guys, Sekapoko here, bringing you another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. For this we'll be doing my second multiple team guide for the Colosseum Nekomamushi. If you guys do want the original video, go ahead and make sure you click the card description above, or make sure you guys click the link in the description below if you do want to see the first version of this. We're going to be doing a couple different teams that I'm doing for Colosseum Nekomamushi, talking about the unit and why he's awesome, and of course, make sure you guys understand the awesomeness of how we're going to be doing all the teams. Now some of these teams are really great for the Japanese version, some are great for the global version. It's really just going to depend on what you can do for which version of the game, and you have to either wait for these teams to come out or use them as we go. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So let's go over Colosseum Nekomamushi as a unit. Colosseum Nekomamushi is going to max out at 1,375 attack with 2,440 HP and 350 recovery. He's going to have 5 sockets and max out at 9 turns. He's one of the best Colosseum units in the entire game and has a really amazing special, and not that useful as a captain ability, but definitely used for a lot of speed farming teams as well as a lot of striker or powerhouse teams. He's one of the most useful units to have in your entire arsenal, and definitely one of the best farmable characters in the entire game. So he's going to do 50 times character's attack in typeless damage to one enemy. That's going to ignore all damage negating abilities and barriers. So that's really, really nice if you need to kill something really quickly that has a barrier on it, or it has a lot of just a low of HP that you just need to get rid of really quickly, which is really nice to do that. But typically, that's not why this character is used. This character is used for the second part of his special, which is reliant on a character's having a delay immunity or full immunity. Now, if the character does have an all debuff protection or full delay protection, it's at the time the special is activated, it is going to boost the attack of striker and powerhouse characters by 1.75 for 1 turn. It's also going to change all orbs, including block orbs, on every single type of character, striker, powerhouse, slasher, shooter, everything, into matching orbs. So if you wanted to use this character on a team that was a rainbow team, didn't have all strikers, not all powerhouse, you would still get all matching orbs on your entire team, which is really good and is one of the best full board orb manipulators in the entire game. The 1.75 powerhouse boost is just an added bonus in my opinion, and the full board orb manipulate is one of the best things that you get from this character. The type boost, you can actually use other type boosters instead if you do want to get that done. So if you have a rainbow team and you didn't want to use this character's type boost and just wanted the orb manipulate, you can use Raid Rayleigh or something similar to that to get your type boost on a different style of team. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the teams. So the first team of the day is going to be a judge-driven team that was requested, and this team is based around you getting all your orbs really, really easily because you're going to have the limited rare recruit, Kobe and limited rare recruit, Akainu giving you Sai and Int orbs matching, and of course you have tandem orbs being matching from the treble. Now the only way to get any other orbs matching after that would be having a quick character that was a driven unit that also provided a matching orb mechanic, but I couldn't actually find one, and I decided on bringing Oars because he had a really high attack value, and I really didn't want to bring Dofi. Plus, I figured I'd bring Oars because Oars did some damage, and if I needed to use him early on, I can actually use him to kill Chopper, but I can also use the limited rare recruit Akainu to kill the Chopper stage if I got in trouble. For Conjuro, I did feel a little pressed here versus some other teams that were running because of the entire team being a rainbow team versus, you know, it being more mono towards strength, and this was actually a little bit more difficult to run than I anticipated, but because of Judge's damage reduction and the amount of time you have to run this team, it's really, really simple. So definitely a great team. It's really good for orb manipulation. You actually don't even need to bring in orb manipulator because of Sai being matching, and the amount of damage you do to Conjuro is just pretty staggering. So overall, it's not too bad. It's definitely a very good team. You can run it basically with any subs you want, but this was just requested on stream to make a driven team for Judge, so I decided to say sure, whatever, that's fine. But as you can see here for Neko, we're just going to be popping a type boost and an orb boost, and you get full board matching orbs because of the Sai orb beneficial enable from Kobe, and then we just go in from there and just to completely decimate him. On the revive, one Judge special is more than enough to kill the Nekomamushi. I actually have another team where I was able to clear with just a German match for Colosseum Nekomamushi, and I cleared it with no specials. So this is Judge actually just decimates his content, and it makes it really, really easy for clearing Invasion Garp if you can actually bring the batch team. All right, now we're doing our global friendly Lucci team. And we're bringing Monster Chopper because he's on 10 turns. Why not? Why not? So the reason I brought the Monster Chopper here is because the Monster Chopper is actually on a 10-turn cooldown. So when I get to the Chopper stage on stage 3, it's actually really, really easy to use him to just kill the Chopper on the second turn. So you can actually stall enough turns to just kill him right after you auto-attack one time. So it's really great. The only problem this team faces, of course, on this Pedro, or I think it's Pedro, yeah. Is it Pedro? Yeah, it's Pedro. And the reason they would kind of suffer on Pedro is because you get your HP cut and you can't make tandem and meat matching. But as you can see here, because we're able to just get lots and lots of damage off, it's really not that big a deal. Kuzan really doesn't provide anything to this team. You don't have to bring him. He's just kind of a quick beat stick. You could really bring anybody else you wanted to, or you can bring another strength character if you really wanted to. I prefer bringing 2 quick units to this because it makes it a little easier to kill Neko. Completely up to you. The Rayleigh is also not super needed, but definitely helpful for getting a full board of matching orbs on the final boss. Makes it a lot easier to clear the content. I'd say if you're going to bring any other character, you could bring somebody that removes blinds or has a sailor that makes blind not a thing, so that when you're killing this Chondro, it's a little easier. Or you could bring somebody with a slot-bind seal reduction, so you can actually just kill this guy a little bit quicker. You don't have to kill him in 2 turns, you can kill him in 1 turn. Totally up to you and how you would want to do it. But overall, this team kind of monsters through the content, doesn't really have to worry about it at all. And then right on the final boss, you're just going to pop both Lucci specials in order to kill the boss, and you're good to go. If you do it correctly, you won't have to, but it's fine. Bing bong. Burning. Boom. I hit it great. Wow. So good at this game. Alright, well there's the Lucci global friendly team for Call of Neko. This next team is going to be a double law team with a lot of replaceable subs. You don't need the Nami, you don't need the Croc, you don't need the Shirahoshi. I just bring in a lot of people just because I wanted to and make the team as rare as possible, just for fun. And the Shirahoshi was actually, my thought was, hey, maybe the Shirahoshi will help out when I get to Invasion Garp, and I can use her to remove silence. I can also use her to remove paralysis when I get to that stage, so maybe that would enable me to kill the boss. And maybe since I'll be able to remove all those things, I'll use Law to heal, plus the Shirahoshi heal, I might be able to have enough healing to actually survive hits on him and then kill him. So this team was kind of built around, hey, maybe might be able to kill Invasion Garp. If you wanted to throw in like a Colosseum Pedro instead on one of these units, that's fine as well. The only stage this team really struggled on, of course, is the Chondro stage here, and that's because I didn't really have anybody that had the Orb Seals slot reduction on my team, and I had a lot of quick units. I have 3 quick units on this team and 2 Dex units, so it was kind of weird. But since I have so many quick units, it makes Neko a little bit easier, and I think if I had brought more Psy units, it would have been a little bit easier to work around. The Nami is not super needed here either. There's tons of ways to do this. There are so many replacements that you can have. The Law just makes it really, really nice to go through the content. And this is the first time I've ever been able to use the Nami ever, so I just decided to bring her for that reason alone. It wasn't like it was, I need a Nami. You do need a type booster, but you could probably get away with Saibamonga here, so it's not like a big thing. If you're trying to bring another Strength Cerebral unit, you could do that as well. That may help you a little bit on this Chondro stage and make it so that you don't get like your characters knocked out. A couple times when I was joining this on the Law team, I actually felt like I was going to be in trouble and have not enough damage, and that's why I actually did pop a Law special while I'm on the stage. I could have popped the Croc special, I could have popped the Nami special. Just bring another damage booster and you should be okay. And then since I got 2 orbs here, I actually didn't even pop my my Sabo special. I ended up just popping a damage boosting special as well as a an orb boost. So it was more than enough damage. But you can pop Sabo here, whatever. Well, you just pop whatever you need, and you'll have more than enough damage to kill the Nekomamushi in 1 turn. So it won't be any issue whatsoever. I do like this team. It's very safe, very fun. And just don't pop your specials in the incorrect order and make sure you stall. Bam! Easy, boys! This next team was actually my farming team for the day, and I was actually using this to farm out the Colosseum as well as farming out Invasion Garp. Mancherry and Sabo are not needed on this team if you're just trying to clear Colosseum Nekomamushi. This team is just based around clearing Invasion Garp, and a lot of these characters are just really useful for doing that. The Mancherry gets rid of the paralysis on Invasion Garp and also heals you up to full, so you'll also be able to survive the hits. And Sabo provides the damage so you can burst on him. The Treasure Mode Ace is actually here for when on the Garp revive to help you kill him. And you'll see when I do pop, the reason I'm using Law here is because of the Chopper stage. And this Chopper stage was actually one of the most annoying stages to get around while farming. And this was why this team was my farming team, is because the new 6+ Law is on an 8-turn cooldown, and I'm only having to install like 2 turns early on in order to just pop my 6+ Law special right away, and then kill the Chopper with that special, and then go into the next room. Makes it really, really nice to go through this entire content. And the nice thing about the Luffy Ace friend captain, as well as using a Treasure Mode Ace sub, as well as 6+ Sabo, is all 3 of them have Orb Seal slot reduction, so that makes it a little bit faster to do on the Conjuro stage, so you can actually get your orbs a little bit faster if you do save them on a previous stage, or if you get lucky on a previous stage and get those matching orbs right away. Conjuro does give you a lot more chances to kill him, so it is pretty nice to do damage on the stage with this team, and it's really safe. I think I only lost like once on this team in the entire time I was running it, just because I missed like way too many perfects on a Conjuro and I got my character knocked out and I said fuck it. But when you get to Neko, the team does tons and tons of damage. You can see here you have a bunch of different options. You basically want to switch over to the quick version of your Luffy Ace, and then you do want to pop your either a Sabo special, a G4 special in order to get some damage, and then you pop the Luffy Ace special to get yourself an Orb boost. But you do tons and tons of damage for this team. You do not need the Sabo, and you do not need the Mancherry on this team to complete just the Colosseum. They are mainly here for the Invasion Garp. Cool, done. So with the motif of making a lot of teams a little bit more global friendly today, what we did was make this nice little V2 Lucci team that allows you to burst through the content very quickly. The Legend Nekomamushi is again not needed here. I'm using him for the Chopper stage because he's a really fast single target damage dealer. If you do want to bring a different single target damage dealer, it's totally fine. You do not need to bring him. It is just for speed to bring him. That's basically why he's here. You can also bring an Orb Booster if you really wanted to. You don't have to bring the Sanji. I actually brought him an accident because I was like, oh yeah, I need to make Meat Man matching for that one stage, and then I was like, oh shit, I have Zunisha after I get into the run. So the Sanji and the Neko are totally replaceable. You don't have to bring an Orb Booster for this entire content, but it does help out on one of the stages. It's totally up to you. The team is so strong, you don't even have to worry about it. The strategy revolves around using the Boa Sisters both together on Colosseum Neko, and then when he revives, you pop a quick Lucci special in order to get orbs, and you can pop a type boost if you want to. You do not have to. The other 2 characters are completely optional, as I said, and you can use those specials on other stages if you want to make your life a little bit easier. It's just completely up to you and how you want to structure your team and what you want to use. The only thing that's really cool here is that everybody on the left-hand side actually had the level 2 Orb Seal slot reduction, which is kind of why I brought them and why they put them where they were on the team, just because it was really cool to see when all the Orb Seal disappeared on Conjuro right here.
You and me are bored of regularities, living all the dreams, playing all the games, and getting high on love. They can chase us down, but we will always win. Leading every dance, feeling every touch, and getting high on love. We're invincible. Trust in me. We're invincible.
The next team here is going to be a nice little free-to-play team that I was able to cook up. The X-Ray is not really super needed, but definitely helpful for the third stage if you do get a Chopper, because he does 60,000 damage on a 9-turn cooldown, which allows you to kill the Chopper very, very quickly, and it's another quick unit, making it a little bit easier for some of the stages. Rare Recruit Bellamy is kind of nice if you do want to have a decent Orb Booster. However, you can use any Orb Booster in the game that's quick. Doesn't really matter. You don't have to use Bellamy. I actually do mess up by using Bellamy, which you'll see a little bit later. And you do not have to bring the Sai Boa either. She doesn't really provide anything except for her delay. You can bring Golden Town Usopp if you want to. There's a ton of different characters you can bring instead of this Raid Boa, so there's tons of replacement for her. And the G4 is also here as more of a beat stick. So the nice thing about this Treasure Mode Ace is that you can really bring any Orb Booster in the game. You can bring any other characters in the game after that. You just bring one Orb Booster and you're done. Your whole team makeup is done after that. You just need to bring a SI character and then 2 whatever units you want. That's it. There's nothing else you need on the Treasure Mode Ace, which makes him really, really powerful and really, really nice. My recommendation here would be bring somebody that gets Strength Orbs really fast, or does an Orb Boost on an earlier stage, or does an Orb Manipulate to all Strength Orbs or something like that. Just something to make the Conjuro stage a little bit easier. The Conjuro stage is the only stage that was really kind of annoying, and I felt like I was a little pressed here. I mean, you can bring cooldown roosters if you really want to, but I think getting orbs would be most beneficial. Like getting top row matching would be good, so a character that did that, or just a character that helped you out in general to get better orbs, or make other orbs matching or something like that. That would actually be easier. Bringing another strength unit would probably help too. Just there's so many replacements for this team. The introduction of Treasure Mode Ace makes him so strong. And this Conjuro, actually, you can see it takes me 4 turns to kill him because I actually have to work around getting these orbs perfectly, make sure I get everything correct. And I do pop a Boa special here because I'm like, yeah, this is actually kind of annoying. Hopefully I actually can kill him. And then I barely kill him by the skin of my teeth because I get an orb on the last turn here. But he's a little tricky without orbs. There we go. Yeesh. That took a minute. And now that we've gotten to Nekomamushi, you can see that Neko is going to be pretty simple here. We're going to what you want to do here is you want to pop the Ace special first and not the Bellamy special first. Because if you pop the Bellamy special first, you actually screw yourself over. And I didn't realize I was screwing myself over by popping that special. And I was wondering why my damage was so low. It's because I had no matching orbs. And I was like, what is going on? What happened to my damage? And I should have been able to one-turn in here. This is just such a big mistake. So make sure, this is why you always make sure to pop your specials in the correct order. I just totally goofed up here. Definitely really funny though. Why was it the wrong order? Oh, because I popped the Bellamy first! Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was dumb. That was dumb. That was really dumb. I think we're okay, though. That was dumb. Yeah, that would have done way more here. Alright. I have 2 turns to kill him here, so it's fine. Alright, this next team is going to be a Treasure Mode Cavendish team, and I actually messed up again! It happens consistently. So when I was bringing this team, I thought, I was like, oh yeah, I have another driven unit. Oh, a driven unit. Oh wait, the Zoro Sanji is a driven unit. I can totally use him. And I didn't realize that Sanji is the character I needed, and Sanji's powerhouse, not driven. So I was like, fuck. So definitely you can bring a different unit over than the Zoro Sanji. You do not need him. He's just, he's full of me being retarded. Today I've made a lot of mistakes. I'm just really tired. But it's very, very funny that you can use them. The Colosseum Enel is also replaceable. I was actually just trying to make this team as free to play as possible and made it a little bit easier to do. Colo Enel does help out a little bit because you get a guaranteed strength orb. So if you do need that extra orb on the final boss, it does help out a little bit. Bellamy is also replaceable. I would say Legend Dofi is of course better. There's a couple other units you can use instead. Any unit that gets a guaranteed quick orb would be great. There's a ton of different units you can use, but Bellamy was like, you know what, that sounds like a good idea because I can use him as an orb beneficial enable if I need to. It just felt like it was a good idea to bring him at the time. And the nice thing about this team is the healing is out of this world, so it's a really, really safe team because of how much healing you get. And you can see on this Pedro where I actually messed up, and I'm getting tons and tons of healing, and it doesn't even matter to me because of how much healing the team actually does. So we're just going to go ahead and go and clear Pedro, and when we're done with Pedro, the Conjuro stage is pretty much the same, where since I'm getting so much healing done, it doesn't actually affect me. And even though the team's HP is very low, the healing is so high that it doesn't even matter, and you can actually just get through the content very easily. So that part's nice. Of course, this stage does not, no one has Orb Seal slot reduction, so that part's annoying. And the interesting thing is, when you do have Zoro Sanji, you can actually rotate orbs if you want to a little bit. So that kind of was cool, but you can see if I use the Sanji, I do no damage whatsoever. And having two strength units like Shiki on the team as well as Enel was really nice. Shiki was mainly here, and I was trying to stall for the Shiki special early on in order to kill the Chopper on the Chopper stage. That was why he was here. There was the Zoro Sanji as well if I needed to use him on this stage, so I can use him as an orb booster if I really need to. So there are options, and it's not like I'm completely stuck using only one unit here. If I wanted to use the Colosseum Enel on this stage, I could use the Colosseum Enel on this stage as well in order to get myself some extra damage. So there's definitely options here. I could have, I think the best thing I could have done here was if I popped the Zoro Sanji special, I would have got some decent damage in. And I actually did, after doing the damage, I was like, oh, I actually don't need to, so we're fine. And you can see the pinch healing that you're getting from the Cavendish, plus the meat orbs that you get, plus the healing from the Cavendish special is just really, really high. So all the healing put together is very, very good for this team, and you make it super safe so you don't have to worry about your HP as much, and you just get tons and tons of recovery. So here you can see I got 4,500 healing that turn with the pinch heals, and the healing from the Cavendish special as well as my auto heal. And I'm pretty sure I have level 5 auto heal here. I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure I do. I'll have to check later, but I think I did. I might have had level 4, but I think it was level 5. Now on the Nekomamushi stage, of course, you just pop one Cavendish special, and you should have enough damage. I'm going to pop a Bellamy special because that'll give me the matching orb on my Bellamy, and that was the whole goal of bringing the Bellamy, was just to get his orb boost there. But if you did need to use a Cavendish special on another stage, that's totally fine, and you can use a Shiki special on the final boss. All you gotta do is kill the boss in over 2 turns, and you're totally fine. There are tons of replacements on this team, so don't feel like you're locked into these units. These are just an example of some of the units you could use on this team in order to get the damage to kill Nekomamushi. As you can see, I'm only bringing 1 quick unit, which was kind of annoying. Bringing 2 strength units definitely helped out a lot for the Kinemon stage, or the Conjuro stage, but being only able to use 1 character was a little annoying. I'd say another orb beneficial enable here would be nice, but when I'm using the orb boost plus type boost from these characters plus the chain boost from the Enel, I actually get tons of damage in, so it makes it really, really easy to clear the content. Alright guys, well that's going to do it for my Colosseum Nekomamushi guide part 2 for the multiple team compilations of teams you can use as well as overviews of the teams. My name is Sekapoko, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you smack the like button down below as well as the subscribe button down below so we get lots of support in the channel, and of course keep the channel growing. If you guys do want to get notifications on all my videos, make sure you hit the bell notification right next to it so you guys get notifications every time I drop a video. Have a great rest of your day guys. Peace.